Good evening, I'm Pinky Webb. Tonight we ask the questions, we tackle the issues, we clarify matters, and we get on point. It's quite common for policemen to face daunting challenges head-on. It is daily fare for men in uniform. But it is not every day that a police officer, even a general, takes on a former president. But that's exactly what CIDG Chief Nicolas Torre did. Fed up with his former boss uttering statements promoting violence, the general says it is time to take him to court. But General Torre does not stop there. He is also suing at least two of the former president's supporters for cyber libel. And while at it, he continues to lead the CIDG and government's campaign against two of the most notorious criminals plaguing the country these days, scammers and spies. Let's get on point with Major General Nicolas Torre III. He's the director of the Criminal Investigation and Detection Group. General, good to finally meet you. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening sa inyong mga viewers.
All right. I want to start first, sir, with you were making headlines recently because of complaints that you were filing. First, the last one that I know of is with this vlogger from Cebu, a Cebu-based vlogger. His name is June Abines. And in fact, may mga congressman po na who lauded, praised you for filing this cyber libel complaint ho ba? Dahil supposedly this vlogger posted something on Facebook kung saan sinabing, ano ho ba sinabi?
Nasa ospital ako at nakaratay at malubang ang sakit.
Oo, pero may question mark, ni ho ba? Yung kanyang post. Obviously, I saw interviews of yours recently and you said that ang dami mo natanggap na messages nung lumabas po yung post na yun. Nasunog, sabi mo, yung iyong cellphone. What happened, sir?
Well, one day I woke up with a phone full of unread messages and continued to receive unread messages. So when I checked it, yun pala, somebody posted a picture of me in a hospital bed na parang malubha. So yun, sabi ko, this is foul na. This should not be tolerated anymore. Marami na silang nabibiktimang ganito eh. So, nang ako nang biniktiman nila, sige, we'll take them to court.
Yung pong kasi pagka may question mark, does that matter?
Well, according to the judge, it does not matter because he issued the warrants to search, seize, and examine computer data.
So what happened was, the police, nagpunta po sa bahay nitong si Mr. June Abines, di ho ba? At kinonfiscate po yung kanyang cellphone at computer. In fact, ang sabi niya, I believe what they did was illegal for tampering my cell phone, which is an evidence that is supposed to be preserved. What's your reaction to that, sir?
Di, pinapakita niya lang talaga ang kanyang kaignorantihan sa batas. Kaya nga ang warrants to seize, search, and examine computer data. So how do you do that if you don't open and examine the cell phone? So these three people really are uneducated. Pero I don't really believe na uneducated in the sense na hindi sila nakapag-aral. Talagang alam nila ang kanilang ginagawa, pero gusto nilang i-mislead ang public towards the opinion that they want to create. So talagang
intentional, sir.
Intentional ito. These people are really misleading the public at gusto nilang i-shape ang public na para bang napaka-lawless natin. There's no rule. Tapos na para ba sila inaapi. Eh kung tutuusin sila ng una, ngayon binigyan sila ng lawful na response sa batas. Literal na umiyak. So it's crazy.
So sabi mo nga, may post ka ho, paiyak-iyak ka pa? Yun ho bang sinabi niyo?
No, hindi naman. I don't think, I can remember na nag-post ako na sinabi ko umiyak siya. Pero, well, talaga namang umiyak siya eh.
Mr. June Abines, actions have consequences.
Yeah.
Ipinakalat mo na nasa ospital ako, etc. Tapos,
tama.
ngayon, iiyak-iyak ka sa social media.
I remember it now.
Actions have consequences, sir. All right.
Nire-remind ko lang siya na talagang actions has consequences. He says something na against the law. Somebody is affected. That guy, which is me, takes him to court. So, better get a lawyer to defend you.
Yung pong sinabi mong kanina na warrant, I was looking into that. It's called a WSSECD.
Yeah.
warrant to search, seize, and examine. Tama ho ba yun?
Yes.
Computer data. Yun po kaya kinuha yung kanyang cellphone
Yes.
at mga computer, to which he also said that, you know, he advised all his friends to delete him from all the group chats to protect their personal conversation. Sir, meron na ho bang findings doon sa na-seize na gadgets?
Yes,
from Mr.
meron na tayong findings yan.
What can you tell us?
Well, ang kino-complain ko talagang nandun nga, galing sa kanyang cellphone. So, he actually posted it. So, we have already solid evidence to actually pin him down on cyber libel.
Okay. What else was there? What
Hindi
else
na namin
can you tell
tinitinan,
us?
ang tinitinan lang namin naman talaga kung ano lang hinahanap namin eh. After we found what we are looking for, we stop there. We don't really intrude on people's businesses unless it is something that we're interested in building up the case. Pero yung mga personal conversations na doon, yung personal data niya doon, wala na kami pakialam doon at hindi naman namin gagawin.
How can siguro he or the public be assured that hindi pinakailaman yung iba pang data doon?
Well, may mga banking data siya ron. Eh kung nabawasan ng kahit na 5 duling man lang ang kanyang pera, then he can sue us kung may ma-approve niya yun.
And where are the gadgets now?
Nasa anti-cybercrime group.
Nandun pa rin po, sir. So hindi pa rin. Kailan ho ibabalik sa kanya?
It will be presented in court as evidence.
I see. So ano na yun, confiscated na yun for now. I see. Okay. What happens next, sir? Kasi
Well, we now go to the court and present our case to the court and it will be
cyber libel
heard,
to.
of course. Yeah, cyber libel.
Anything else that you are thinking of charging him with, sir? Just cyber.
Cyber libel is enough. Eh, okay na yun na maramdaman niya lang na ang kanyang ginawa ay mali. Wala naman tayo. We're not looking for blood here. We're just seeking enough redress para mabigyan siya ng leksyon at maipakita rin sa ating mga kababayan na pag sila ay ginawa ng ganito, pwede na lang, actually marami na tayong kababayan na mas nauna pa sa akin, na nakakuha na rin ng redress dito sa mga ganitong klaseng insidente.
At yun pong sabi nyo, ayaw nyo itong palampasin. Sir, in the past, has he made mention of your name in a derogatory way or may nasabi ho ba siya tungkol sa inyo na hindi maganda, na hindi nyo po nagustuhan?
Marami silang even
Hindi siya
before
po
the...
in particular. Siya muna.
He just came into my consciousness in this case.
Because yung dun sa photo na nandun po kayo sa hospital
Pero
bed.
nung nireview ko ang kanilang mga postings, marami na pala. Ngayon ko lang napansin.
Ano pa pong sinasabi niya tungkol sa iyo?
Kasama sa KOGC, especially dun sa time na when I was hunting for Kibuloy,
Yeah.
sila yung mga support group siguro ang matawag natin diyan na talagang making a case out of nothing or making a case to at least mislead the public, at the very least, mislead the public na kasi walang kasalanan si Kibuloy, masama ang ginagawa ng mga pulis, masyadong oppressive ng mga pulis. But at the end of the day, we really have to do it. Otherwise, a wanted person will be beyond the ambit of the law.
General Torre, for the information of those who might not know, was the point person, the lead person, who took on the operations. It was 2 weeks, no, of operation doon sa compound ng Kingdom of Jesus Christ para po makuha si Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. And after 2 weeks, yun po yung na-surrender
arrested, yeah.
/ na-arrest.
Yeah.
Ito pong si Apollo Kibuloy. Just for context, sir. So, aside from June Abines, sir, meron pa ho ba kayong planong to post a complaint? Kasi hindi po, wala pang kaso, na magreklamo against maybe other individuals.
Actually, ang isa dyan, kasabay na nag-post niya, na nakita ko, na silang dalawa nagsisharean, si Jason sa. So, I plan to file a case against him kasabay sana ni June Abines. Pero naalala ko, meron akong pending case ngayon sa kanya na i-file na. At
And Mr. Jason sa?
Jason sa and Boss Dada, yung isang sa mga banateros. I'm filing the case for preliminary investigation already next week. May schedule na ako because natapos na ang DC-20, tapos na ang case build-up, inapprove na ng evaluating prosecutor ang kaso. So I'll just file it next week.
Sir?
Inciting to sedition naman to. Medyo mas mabigat ng konti. Inciting to sedition.
On Jason sa?
Jason sa and Boss Dada. Because separate ko talaga sila doon sa mas marami kong case na final earlier dahil talagang itong dalawang to ay special kind of special kind of makulit ang dalawang to, kaya pagbibigyan natin ng separate
Special
case.
kind of makulit. Sir, ano po yung kaso ng inciting to sedition sa kanila? What did they do?
They were the ones who were actually in the forefront of preventing me from doing my job during the time.
Doon pa rin
during
sa
the two weeks.
KOJC compound?
Yes, sa KOJC compound.
I see.
So, andito na. I'm going to file it next week na. I've already a court date, a date with the prosecutor sa DOJ. So, pupunta na ako doon and swear in.
General, ito pong kay Juna Bines, he's also one of those that was invited doon po sa TRICOM on fake news ni Huba. He didn't show up because they filed a case before the Supreme Court, petition for certiorari, if I'm not mistaken. So he didn't show up there, but I believe Jason's, he showed up in one of the
Parang wala rin.
TRICOM meetings. I believe he was there, sir. In fact, he was being asked how much ang kanyang sweldo or kanyang consultant fee ata. Anyway, so be that as it may, yung po, that's coming next week, no?
Yeah.
Yung pag-file ng kaso. Maliban po dyan, kaya nga sabi ko, pag-uusapan po yung mga reklamo, muna, is also this complaint that you filed on the former president, President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Ito po yung kanyang joke na sinasabi nga daw na yung iba natawa, yung iba hindi po natawa. Ikaw yung kasama ko kayo doon sa hindi natawa na get rid of 15 senators para po makapasok yung kanyang mga ine-endorse. So, sir, what is really the context by which you decided to file a complaint against the former president being the PNP CIDG head?
I believe that at this time, not everyone will be laughing at his jokes. The morbid jokes, the out-of-line jokes, the inappropriate jokes, because he's not already the president. And, you know, it is reflective of our society as a whole, kung ito-tolerate natin to. So, I believe na sa ngayong panahon ito, marami ang opendido. And I believe that he crossed the line when he made those pronouncements. So, crime is committed, as I see it, dahil hindi naman arrestable, pumunta na lang ako sa DOJ para mag-file ng case because para napaka-unbecoming naman kung may mauna pang iba na mag-file ng kasong to na ako naman nakita ko at ito ay sa tingin ko ay part ng aking trabaho. Bilang CIDG chief bilang CIDG, bilang isang pulis.
Matagal na ho ba kayong siguro masasabi natin masama sa panlasa? Is that fair to say sa inyo yung mga binibitawang jokes ng dating Pangulo? I mean, has that affected you a lot? Naiinis na ho ba kayo? Kaya sabi nyo, enough is enough?
I really don't have feelings on my job. I just do the things as it is written on the books. I just react on, sa panahon ngayon na ako'y nasa investigation, I just react based on my perceptions and based on kung ano ang nakikita ko observations, kung may mga violation of laws. So pag na-evaluate natin, may evaluate natin na may violation of law, then it's the time to act because parang yun nga, as I said earlier, unbecoming yun. Kung may iba pang file ahead of us na para bang hindi namin ginawa aming trabaho. So feelings really don't have anything to do with this, what we're doing. So,
doon po na sa mga nagsasabi na hindi ka pa ba sanay sa Pangulo? Alam naman na joke yun. That doesn't sit well with you.
Definitely. Yun nga masama ron eh. Nasanay tayo. At the end of the day, what will happen to us? What will happen to our children pag ganun lang tayo? Patayin kita dyan eh. Di ba? Parang napakasimpleng sabihin lang ng ganun. And, there was an era na yung mga ganyang, ba't buhay pa yan? And at the end of the day, makikita mo na bigla, patay na yung sinabihan. Di ba? Nangyari yun eh. So, yan nga, it's not defensible really if placed under the microscope. Placed under scrutiny, hindi defensible yan. Kaya nga, hindi lang masagot ng mga napakasimpleng tanong sa Kongreso at sa Senado eh.
Does your complaint lose strength or does it become a bit weak because none of the senators even complained about that particular statement of the former president?
First and foremost, the the case is unlawful utterances, it does not need a private complainant. Okay? And it is not about the senators. Okay? Hindi kasali doon kung may mga naopindi man, kung may mga natakot man. Hindi kasali yung mga tao
Pero
yan.
sila ho kasi yung pinatutunguhan eh, di ba? Sila ang tinutukoy eh.
Yeah, I know. But yun na nga eh. The unlawful utterances really does not need their complaint.
No, I understand that. I understand that hindi po kailangan sila ang mag-complain. Pero ang sinasabi ho kasi, ito namang si General Torre nag-file ng complaint. Eh yung mga senador nga, sinasabi nga joke, hindi nga sila nagpa-file ng complaint. What do you say to that?
There's a crime. There's a crime being committed. There's a crime that was committed. So, whether the affected person is interested in filing the case against the offender is immaterial already. Sa akin, bilang pulis na nag-iimbestiga, may nakita akong ganun eh. So, I filed the case, submitted to the DOJ for DC-20, which is case build-up. Pag natapos ang DC-20, we'll file it to the prosecutor for preliminary investigation.
We're going to take a very short break. More of our discussion with General Nicolas Torre in a moment. Stay tuned. This is On Point. Welcome back. You're watching On Point. Still with us, CIDG Director Major General Nicolas Torre. General, so during the break, we were actually talking about bomb jokes, hindi ho ba? Yung mga bomb jokes, sinasabi nga sa mga airport ay hindi pinapalampas, di ba?
Yeah.
And you were telling me, actually you were educating me, to be more precise, that there is a presidential decree on this?
It's a very old law na hindi pa na re-repeal. Presidential Decree number 1727, October 8, 1980, na nagpe-penalize ng mga ganyang aktibidades, unlawful dissemination of false information, including jokes about bombing and chaos.
There is forthcoming, of course, the impeachment case against the Vice President. And there were, of course, Article 1 of the impeachment complaint that was passed on to the Senate, the Articles of Impeachment. It talks about grave threat, yung pong naging sinasabing grave threat ni Vice President Sara Duterte sa Pangulo, sa kanyang asawa, at sa House Speaker. I read or watched somewhere, sir, that you were, tama ho ba to, willing to testify, tama ho ba, against the Vice President?
First and foremost, bigla na lang lumabas ang issue na yan, ano? First and foremost, ayokong pangunahan ng Senado regarding sa impeachment trial, no? At saka yung mga kongresista sa usaping ito because it is equally legal as in and political also. So, regarding naman dun sa sinasabi nilang willing to testify,
Totoo ba yun?
Ang Article 1 kasi is yung threats kasi against the President and his family is was investigated by a joint team of PNP and NBI, and the PNP side, CIDG ang nagre-represent. So, under the auspices of the DOJ. So, I do believe that I'm just a small part of it. And
how can you be a small part of it, sir, if it's the PNP, CIDG who investigated
together with the
NBI?
Together with the
so,
NBI.
syempre, kung, I mean, common sense would dictate, ang tatawagin po yung head ng CIDG at ng head po na NBI.
Ang head ng DOJ na nag-supervise sa amin.
Hindi, pero
may boss pa kami doon.
Oo, pero kayong boss doon. Pero kayo po yung pinaka-head nung dalawang ahensya na nag-imbestiga.
That depends upon the prosecutors, upon the evaluation of the prosecutors. If they need our testimony, so be it. We'll just follow whatever orders given to us. Kung may sampuin na, di punta tayo.
Oh, so yung sinasabing willing to testify, were you saying that was taken out of context? Ganun ho ba?
Yeah. Kasi sa point na naman, your willingness is not necessary. Whether you like it or not. Or
You will be summoned or subpoenaed.
Yeah. And in the case of police officers like us, it will be always whether you like it or else. It's not whether you like it or not, whether you like it or else. Otherwise, you'll be penalized.
Hindi
really.
whether you like it or not, whether you like it or else.
Yeah, it's always like that. Because nakalagay sa dulo niyan eh, fail not under the penalty of law. Nakasulat yun eh. So, wala talaga option yun. You have to comply with it because it's a lawful order.
All right. Next, sir, ito pong pwede po natin pag-usapan yung mga nahuhuling supposed to be, allegedly, they're called Chinese spies, sir. Was the CIDG there? Kasi madami na po in recent weeks or months. There was one that was, nahuli po sila sa Laguna, hindi ho ba? The PNP CIDG was part of that.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about that? Because I do remember, the story here, ito po yun eh. Ito po yung nangyari na ang sinabi ho sa akin ata, as I recall, ni Yusek Cruz was, nagulat kayo doon sa inyong nakita dito dahil nga may mga device na pwedeng gamitin pang, ano ho ba, pang hack, pang ano ng mga cellphone. Kayo na po ang magsabi.
Yeah, let's set the record straight. The operation was prompted by reports from the community that there is a suspicious apartment complex where Chinese personalities are spotted at hindi sila basta-basta nakakapasok. Although may marami ring Filipino employees, hindi rin alam ng barangay ang kanilang operation. They've been for quite a while. They've been more than a year. They've been there for more than a year. Tapos ang nakita nila is mga communications equipment. So we visited the place on the basis of mission order from the Bureau of Immigration because may mga foreigners na involved, and then in-examine namin ang kanilang mga ginagawa at nakita naman natin, ang cover lang talaga doon is there are subcontractors for telco companies.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Installing communications antennas and installing cell sites, something like that. Pero isa ang bottom line doon, yung mga Chinese doon is undocumented. So we referred them back to BI and then conducted deeper investigation. And as of the moment, may mga conclusions na kami, although hindi pa rin namin na-finalize ang aming report. But in the next few days, maybe
partly,
matatapos
what can you tell us? Because it was very bothersome, I guess, for lack of a better word. Kasi sinasabing, nagtatrabaho daw umano sila for telcos, and yet, do they have a business permit?
Yeah.
Tsaka bakit parang nakatago po sila?
Exactly.
Kailangan pang magsumbong ng barangay dahil parang may pumapasok na mga Pilipino at mga foreigners.
Exactly. Exactly. That's
ano po yung tinatawag na mga equipment na inyong nakita? What are these, sir? Siguro gano'n na lang. Ito ho kasi yung sinalakay na siya. Obviously there are folders, possibly, I don't know, it's an office maybe. But exactly what did you see in terms of, does it look like they were working for telcos?
Yeah, they are. We believe that they're saying that telling the truth on that part, that they're working for telcos. The challenge here is that the final installation and commissioning of this equipment are done by the Chinese who are undocumented. So, doon tayo nagtatanong kung bakit kailangan gawin na para bang under the cloak of secrecy and and everything. Dahil at the end of the day, these are communication equipment that will cater to the local population. Sa domestic market yun eh.
Ano po yung mga equipment? Anong kaya nilang gawin? Yung mga equipment?
Well, cell site talaga siya. Cell site siya. So, yun nga, ang bottom line doon.
Hindi ho ba dapat may business permit man sila or something? Meron ho ba?
Wala silang business permit na may pakita eh.
So how can you even say that you're working for telcos?
They are working for telco. Nakikita namin, binirefy naman namin. So, sa ngayon naman, ang isang bottom line doon is that isang telco kasi ang major na kuha nila eh. The not so popular telco, the new player. Hindi ko na muna sila
Sino sa?
They're
Ilan
the
sila,
new
Paul,
player. Okay? So,
Okay.
at the end of the day, yun nga, nakukomisyon ang telco na ito, ang mga equipment ng telco na ito, ang network na ito, ng mga taong hindi naman legal na nagtatrabaho sa atin. So, kung ano man ang kanilang ginagawa na configuration doon, na pag angat mo ng telepono mo, diretso sa isang lugar na, maybe it can be configured to actually. Maraming pwedeng gawin eh. Maraming pwedeng gawin. Okay? May background ako sa engineering, mapuha ako eh.
Okay.
So pwede mong it's possible that if you have in this network, if you have a target cell phone, maybe automatic magti-trigger ang isang recording device so that whatever your communications are, because wala nang
Maririnig,
control.
mapapakinggan, marirecord, etc.
Mababasa ang mga text messages mo because, first and foremost, bakit ang nagtatrabaho ay hindi otorisado? Walang tamang visa.
Bakit po undocumented? Yun po ang tanong,
That's
di
right.
po ba?
That's
So,
the reason
doon pa
why-
lang, question mark po yun.
That's the reason why they were deported.
Yeah, but that's where I wanted to go, sir. Tama ho ba yung ide-deport lang sila? Kasi If questionable po yung ginagawa nila dito, it could be a security breach, and they are undocumented. Obviously, I understand, kailangan po sila ibalik sa kanilang bansa, pero dapat may kaakibat pa po yun na charge na...
Pagka-report naman sa kanila, ang equipment naman ay iwan sa atin. So we have all the time in the world to actually examine what they've been doing. At meron tayong mga experts na hanggang sa ngayon ay nag-examine kung ano ang mga ginawa. Dahil mababasa naman
What have you discovered so far dito sa Laguna?
We have, I have endorsed it to another unit. Kaya wala pa akong nakukuhang feedback regarding that matter. Pasensya na ho.
But very important po yan, di ba?
Yes, of course.
General?
Yes, of course.
Very important.
Very, very important.
Tsaka, bakit nakakabahala ho ba? Because parang tuloy-tuloy din po yung sinasabing nahuhuli ng mga spies.
Maybe those are the things that will sell the news. Pero may mga
So it's not true?
Kahit na totoo, hindi ko rin aaminin eh.
Bakit niyo sasabihin, para lang yan magbenta ng news? Di ibig sabihin.
You know, it's
Tell me
the
what
news,
you can tell me, sir.
It's the
without
news channels. It's the news channels that are making those labeling, mga labels, di ba? What could be a patriot for one country could be a traitor to another, and vice versa, di ba? So it's just a matter of, this could be spies, but this could be business people. So, depende sa labeling yan. Pero ang bottom line yan, may mga nahuhuli kasi kami, mga schemers, may mga yun, schemers, we have IMSI catcher, yung mga, tapos dito sa, yesterday, sa aming na-raid na Pogo, may nakuha tayo doon na mga text blaster.
Yun po yung kahapon sa Pasay.
Sa Pasay.
Yung 400 na katao. Sir, minsan ho ba kasama kayo sa operation ng PAOK, NBI, BI? Minsan ho ba hindi? When are you there and when are you not there?
As a rule is, we are doing this jointly. Kasi multifaceted ang problem ng Pogo. Andyan yung immigration violation. So, kailangan ng NBI. Ang kailangan ng BI. So, andyan din yung mga possible violation ng anti-trafficking. So, papasok ka sa CIDG. Tapos may mga business permits.
Doon po kayo sa anti-trafficking?
Yeah, sa business permits yesterday, business permit ang ginamit doon eh. Sa LGU. So,
because the mayor went there yesterday, hindi ho ba?
Full government approach.
Yeah.
It's a multifaceted problem that needs a multifaceted response.
General, don't you think na natatakot ho sila dahil sa tuloy-tuloy na paghuli dun sa mga sinasabing mga pogo hubs? Kasi nga sabi ni Yusek Cruz, rogue na lang to, maliliit na lang to. Tapos makikita apat na palapag na gusali ng pogo for hundreds of pogo workers, sir. Do you think at some point medyo ninenervyos na ho ba sila o palipat-lipat lang sila ng location?
Yun naman ang effect na gusto natin eh. Na matakot sila at tumigil na lang sila because it is already declared unlawful. It was already outlawed by the president. So sumunod na lang sila because nakita naman natin kasi ang epekto. Napakasama naman kasi na epekto. With the pogo, may pumasok ang pera, pero ang kaakibat naman, pumasok naman napakaraming krimen.
Well, look at one recently, sir, yung binatilyo po na kinidnap.
Yeah, that's...
And they're all saying it's pogo-related too.
Yeah, that's one. May mga time na kidnapping noon sa yung previous years. Ang kidnapping is 2.5 na eh. So, human trafficking, pagkatapos, at saka yung abuse, yung white slavery, napakarami, sex trafficking, andun na lahat eh. So, it's really drugs, kasama na ron lahat. So, money laundering, kaya ka tayo nag-gray list eh. So, butin lang, kalalabas natin sa gray list. So, it's good that the country had exited already the gray list.
That's good news.
The gray list was triggered by the Pogo eh.
Yeah. Okay, what can we expect, sir, in the next maybe 6 months from you as CIDG chief, sir?
Sige lang kami, tuloy-tuloy lang naman na nagtatrabaho. Kung ano ang trabaho na ibinigay sa CIDG, smuggling, anti-smuggling, anti-fraud, anti-organized crime, transnational crimes, wanted persons, loose firearms, tuloy-tuloy namin gagawin yun.
Posible ho ba kayong maging kandidato na PNP chief, sir?
The choice of the PNP chief is always the prerogative of the president. It's beyond my pay grade. I can only speculate on it, and I really don't want to do it.
Major General Nicolas Torre, sir. Pleasure to meet you. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, sir. Thank you.
Salamat din, ma'am.
And that's On Point. Join us again tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. here on BNC, the Billionario News Channel. I'm Pinky Webb. Thank you for watching.